John Mateer is going to have to like carry this offense at times. Like Red River is going to be the next test for his Heisman campaign and obviously Oklahoma in general, but he had to carry the ball 19 times. He was their rushing offense. He was the offense overall. Deion Burks, of course, played well, but John Mateer has the skill set of a traditional Heisman winner, a quarterback that just makes incredible play after incredible play, is able to create outside, make the highlights, be on ESPN top 10. So if the Heisman was today, the New York ceremony invites were out today. These are the 5 players in order of how my ballot would look like and who do I think would end up getting the invite. At number 5, I have Dante Moore. Dante Moore's looked incredible. This Oregon team that I had concerns about with the wide receiver position, with some of the injuries, Evan Stewart not being there, I was a little bit concerned. But at the end of the day, Dante Moore is a guy that, I'm not kidding when I say this, quarterbacks got there, had a couple practices and said, nah, I'm transferring. This is Dante Moore's team. And they had the confidence and conviction that I just don't have a chance here. Dante Moore's that good. This dude is going to skyrocket as many big boards for the NFL draft as possible, and he's going to skyrocket into the national media. He just hasn't had that national attention yet, outside of the fact that they smacked around Oklahoma State, deservingly so, because Mike Gundy decided to open his mouth. Don't give Dan Lanning just extra motivation. Have you not learned with what Colorado did? Have you not learned that whatsoever? Dante Moore has looked incredible. Now let's actually talk about the guys that I think have a pretty definitive case here. At number 4, I have Byron Brown. USF, 2 ranked wins. Byron Brown looked incredible in the first one. The second one, it's obviously not going to be the statistical masterpiece of a lot of other guys, but you walk into the swamp and you get a win. This is a narrative-based award. You're going to see it for the top 4 guys. These guys have had major wins against really quality opponents. They're the quarterbacks. They had a ton of impact. And these are the guys that are off to the races in terms of going and getting the Heisman. Byron Brown's been electric. I just have so much positivity to speak about when we're talking about USF. In my eyes, a team that I think could be a top 10 team in the country. Now, do I think if you were to say, I don't know, Oklahoma's number 9 and USF is number 10, I don't really think there's going to be an argument on who's the better team, but USF is extremely dangerous because of a player like Byron Brown and the preparation that they've been able to continuously have, the improvement of the defense. And when your quarterback is playing as well as he is, I mean, we'll talk about them when we're previewing them versus Miami, but if they're able to beat Miami, Byron Brown could be a guy that's like in the top 3, top 2, maybe the front runner for the Heisman, depending on how he plays. Now, I do have Garrett Nussmeier at number 3. And Byron Brown and Garrett Nussmeier are kind of flipped back and forth on for a couple of reasons. Garrett Nussmeier had an amazing performance against Clemson. Obviously, it's not this incredible masterclass of statistical anomalies, dropping like 500 passing yards and 4 touchdowns against a ranked opponent. But you watched that game and you saw that second half and how well Garrett Nussmeier organized this offense and was able to orchestrate just great drive after great drive. I was kind of hoping against Louisiana Tech was kind of going to be the fluff of his stat padding. Like you were going to get like a 5 touchdown performance, and LSU did not play great against Louisiana Tech. Statistically, if you go watch the game just from a box score perspective, you wonder why the game was the way that it was. But I still think Nussmeier narratively and how well he played in week 1. And he's going to have an incredible opportunity with Florida coming into town, basically a make or break spot for Billy Napier. They're going to give Garrett Nussmeier their best shot possible. You tend to see that wounded animal mode from these teams that have an embarrassing loss. They will either rise to the top and you'll see the best game from them all season, or they'll crumble and who knows, Lane Kiffin ends up being a Florida Gator. Number 2, I have Tommy Castellanos. Tommy Football. I hate how good that name is. Tommy Football just works so well. And I'm coming from a Texas A&M perspective, right? I'm an A&M fan through and through. Johnny Football is the reason why I got into football. I have so many memories of Johnny Manziel. Like, it was right at the peak of when I became a football fan, and then Johnny Manziel came to the scene. I was like, NFL's cool and all, but this college game is way cooler. And I was able to go to so many games. I was there for their second matchup against Alabama. And Tommy football, it's not really something you can metric or you can quantify, is better said. You can't really quantify the value of a nickname. But if we're talking about a Heisman campaign, it works. It helps. Every little bit helps. Number one will be John Mateer. And I know I didn't really explain Castellanos, so not to take a full step back. He just had an incredible win against Alabama, and he put up incredible stats just this past weekend. Didn't have to throw the ball that much. That's what I expected out of Nussmeier, really, was to play a bad opponent and put up great numbers, and Tommy Castellanos did the job. John Mateer, he's just had the biggest moment out of everyone. Tommy Castellanos had the biggest moment in week one. John Mateer, big stage in a week that didn't have a lot of rivaling matchups in terms of hype. I warned y'all last week that like this weekend is going to be a little bit more quiet in terms of just the hype going into it, but you're going to have some big upsets. Don't have revisionist history, because at the end of the day, there was not a ton of hype going into week two. People were kind of looking around the corner to see what week three has to provide, and you're going to get the little appetizer plate with Oklahoma, Michigan. John Mateer is going to have to like carry this offense at times. Like, Red River is going to be the next test for his Heisman campaign, and obviously Oklahoma in general, but he had to carry the ball 19 times. He was their rushing offense. He was the offense overall. Deion Burks, of course, played well, but John Mateer has the skill set of a traditional Heisman winner, a quarterback that just makes incredible play after incredible play, is able to create outside, make the highlights, be on ESPN top 10. He has everything that you're looking for out of a Heisman. So that's why he's my number one guy. Is just John Mateer is just that good. He's got the goods. He's going to have his low points, but that all washes away because all you're going to see are some freakish plays where he's able to create outside, run for maybe like a 40-yard touchdown. That'll probably happen this year. Really like John Mateer.